True evil in fiction is not simply brutality or cruelty. It is consciousness without compassion. It's intellect divorced from empathy. It is a human being who understands morality perfectly and rejects it anyway. The most disturbing villains are not beasts, not demons, not supernatural entities. They are people. They think, justify, rationalize, and choose to harm. They often believe they are right. That is what makes them terrifying. They reveal how thin the line between civilization and savagery truly is.
Whatever in creation exists without my knowledge, exists without my consent.
From Blood Meridian, Judge Holden stands as one of the most intellectually horrifying villains ever written. He is not merely a killer. He is a philosopher of annihilation. Massive, hairless, eerily articulate, and seemingly ageless, the Judge drifts through the American frontier like an avatar of war itself. He studies languages, science, art, geology, only to catalog and dominate them. His belief is simple and monstrous. War is God. According to him, existence is a contest of wills, and only those who impose themselves absolutely deserve to exist. Holden participates in massacres of Native American tribes, including women and children, not in fits of rage, but as a matter of principle. He commits acts of unspeakable cruelty with calm curiosity. He lectures about destiny and dominance while blood pools at his feet. What elevates him beyond typical villains is that he is not driven by revenge, greed, or even pleasure. He seeks total control over people, over knowledge, over history. He destroys artifacts after sketching them so that only his record remains. If something exists beyond his awareness, he believes it threatens his sovereignty. The Judge never shows remorse, never falters, never doubts. His final declaration that he will never die is less a boast and more a statement about the immortality of violence itself. He represents evil not as madness, but as cosmic law, a worldview where mercy is weakness and domination is divine.
Would you hold still, please?
In No Country for Old Men, Anton Chigurh operates as death in human form. He does not rage, he does not scream, he does not gloat. He moves with clinical precision, armed with a captive bolt pistol and an unshakable belief in fate. Chigurh reduces human life to probability. His coin toss is not mercy, it is theater. He pretends chance governs outcomes, but in reality he has already chosen violence. Chigurh kills employers who hired him, bystanders who inconvenience him, and innocents who are simply unlucky enough to cross his path. His horror lies in his consistency. He follows a personal code so rigid it becomes inhuman. If he promises something, he fulfills it, even if that promise is to murder someone later. There is no emotion in his eyes, no hatred, no joy. He believes himself to be an instrument of inevitability. Unlike chaotic killers, Chigurh represents structured nihilism. He strips morality down to a mechanical sequence of cause and effect. To him, your death is not tragic. It is simply the result of choices made long ago. That philosophical detachment makes him terrifyingly realistic. He is evil that doesn't see itself as evil at all.
People will say we're in love.
Hannibal Lecter. First appearing in The Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Lecter is refined monstrosity. A psychiatrist of extraordinary intelligence and taste, he pairs classical music and fine wine with cannibalism. Unlike impulsive murderers, Lecter understands the human psyche intimately and exploits it with surgical precision. What makes him so chilling is his patience. He studies people, learns their insecurities, and dismantles them psychologically before destroying them physically. He does not kill randomly. He kills those he considers rude, vulgar, or beneath his standards. In his mind, he is an aesthete, cleansing the world of ugliness. Lecter is charming, polite, and cultured. He speaks softly, he smiles warmly. He helps law enforcement catch other killers, not out of altruism, but out of intellectual curiosity. Evil wrapped in civility is far more unsettling than brute savagery. He forces audiences to confront the disturbing idea that refinement and barbarity can coexist perfectly within the same mind.
人の言葉を理解するキメラの完成品だ。
From Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Shou Tucker represents betrayal at its most intimate. He is not a warlord or assassin. He is a father, a scientist, a man who once fused his wife into a chimera to maintain his state certification. Years later, facing the same professional pressure, he fuses his own daughter Nina and her dog into a grotesque abomination. Tucker's evil is quiet and domestic. He rationalizes his actions as scientific necessity. He convinces himself it is for progress, for survival, for career advancement. But beneath the excuses lies cowardice. He sacrifices the one person who trusts him unconditionally. Unlike grand-scale villains, Tucker's horror is personal. He betrays innocence for ambition. He turns love into experimentation. There is no ideology, no cosmic philosophy, just selfishness so profound it overrides paternal instinct. That makes him one of the most viscerally hated characters in fiction. In Death Note, Light Yagami begins as a bored genius disgusted with crime. When he gains the power to kill anyone by writing their name in a supernatural notebook, he initially targets criminals. He claims he will create a perfect world, a utopia free of evil. But power reveals his true nature. Light quickly transitions from punishing criminals to eliminating investigators, critics, and even innocent people who threaten his identity as Kira. He manipulates allies, sacrifices followers, and uses women as pawns. He does not seek justice, he seeks worship. He wants to be God. What makes Light terrifying is the gradual nature of his descent. He doesn't see himself as corrupt. He believes every escalation is necessary. Each murder is justified as collateral damage for a greater good. He becomes paranoid, arrogant, and utterly convinced of his moral superiority. Light embodies authoritarian evil, the idea that one person given absolute power will eventually value control over compassion. His tragedy is that he might have been brilliant and good. Instead, he chose domination. Mother Gothel. Entangled, Mother Gothel's evil is subtle, psychological imprisonment. She kidnaps Rapunzel as a baby and raises her in isolation, not through chains, but through manipulation. She gaslights, belittles, and undermines her daughter's confidence to maintain control. Gothel convinces Rapunzel that the world is cruel and dangerous. She disguises possessiveness as love. She weaponizes affection. Unlike explosive villains, Gothel's cruelty is emotional erosion. She chips away at autonomy until dependency feels natural. Her evil is disturbingly realistic. It mirrors real-life emotional abuse, where the abuser frames themselves as protector while draining independence. Gothel does not need armies, she needs insecurity.
I own the machine that just respawned you, so every time you die, you're actually paying me.
From Borderlands 2, Handsome Jack is charismatic tyranny wrapped in humor. He genuinely believes he is the hero saving Pandora from chaos. He jokes while ordering executions. He mocks his victims as they die. Jack enslaves his own daughter Angel, exploiting her powers to control advanced technology. He manipulates entire corporations and orchestrates massacres, all while delivering punchlines. His self-image as a misunderstood savior allows him to rationalize every atrocity. What makes him chilling is his sincerity. He truly sees himself as righteous. That delusion transforms cruelty into moral crusade. His laughter never hides insecurity, it hides entitlement.
Anyone ever tell you you're a moron?
Micah Bell. In Red Dead Redemption 2, Micah Bell is raw, opportunistic malice. Unlike ideological villains, Micah does not cloak himself in philosophy. He is selfish, racist, sadistic, and treacherous. He provokes violence for amusement. He murders without hesitation. He manipulates Dutch's growing paranoia to fracture the van der Linde gang from within. His betrayal leads to the downfall of people who once trusted him as family. Micah represents the ugliness of unchecked ego. He thrives in chaos because it benefits him. There is no grand vision, no warped justice, just survival and dominance. He is the embodiment of the snake in the grass, smiling while calculating your downfall. These characters endure because they force audiences to confront uncomfortable truths. Evil does not always roar. Sometimes it lectures, sometimes it smiles, sometimes it sings lullabies. The most terrifying villains are human, because they remind us that cruelty is not alien to our species. It is a choice.